more on the front. Keep going. Truck doing shop truck stuff. And this car belonged to his wife's grandfather. A gentleman is 90 years old. Has had this car forever, literally. Has been doing all the maintenance and taking care of everything. And, you know, whenever a good idea came along, he did it. It's got new shocks on it. Every Zerk feed on here is clean and lubed up. It's got good grease in it. It's got some oversized tires on it. The old wooden bed died, so he had some plywood cut, I don't know, a long time ago, and put in the back, and then he sealed it up. You know, cool stuff, like the blinker stopped working, so he got the aftermarket blinker switch and just bolted it to the column and rewired it. It was a 3 on the tree, now it's a 3 on the floor. I mean, this thing is a cruiser. Doesn't really want to change anything other than an old-ass truck. So yeah, a couple cool things about this truck. Original motor, original transmission. Someone's just been doing maintenance on it, taking care of it. It's an oil bath air cleaner right there. It's got a road tube run down, dragging on the ground probably. It's got the cool Henry's roofing tar. You put it on with a spatula or a putty knife back in the day. And that would keep it nice and quiet in the engine compartment. Henry's roofing tar. Definitely give it a shot. Yeah, man, this thing is a cruiser. Original motor. Minimal rust. It does have some rust, but nothing crazy. You can see the original color. Looks like a beige, cream color. But either way, we're not gonna go into the paint and body on it. Oh yeah, from the other side, you can see this side, obviously the cab is, or the bed's right on the cab. We'll be able to take that apart. We're gonna scatter this thing, lift the body up, put it on a roll around dolly, completely redo the frame, chassis, motor, transmission. And then when it's ready to go back together, I will give Andrew a call, and him and his son will come down. And yeah, I'll turn them into slave labor. I'll have them help me drop the body back on the frame. They'll be able to see what's going on underneath it and get it all together. Part of the experience. I mean, making memories, right? Good times. So yeah, funny thing was I called Andrew and said, bring the thing down. He said he was gonna have it towed down. And I was like, well, no, dude, jump start it, cruise it. What's the worst that could happen? You gotta jump start it again? And he's like, you know what? You're absolutely right. And he hopped in it and jump started it and cruised it down here like a boss. And so yeah, it's a cruiser. Good for him. Let's make it safe now. That's it. Look for more videos on this in the future. For right now, I gotta get it off the lift. A lot of cutting is getting ready to get done. All these bolts, can't save any of them. I got all new hardware anyway. To take off all the old runners and have to keep the reinforcements, save those. I probably have a couple of spare ones here in case any of these are damaged. But yeah, and I want to straighten out a few things, like somebody hooked that bed rail or maybe had a blowout. Same with this one. Backed over something. That needs to get straightened out. That'll put the quarter panel back where it belongs. Scrape off all the big stuff. This is just going to be a driver. So just new hardware, new cargo runners, and new wood. And this thing will go back together nice and square. Obviously new wiring and tail lights and everything. But this is for this vehicle up here, 62 C10. I've done the wheels, frame, LS swapped, overdrive transmission, disc brake conversion, coilover conversion on the back. Oh no, stock springs and shocks on the rear. But may do a coilover conversion depending on how low they want it. This is a 62, so it is torsion bar, which is kind of cool, really. Lift and lower it with the wrench. Had the rims powder coated. These are just some tires I had. They might be okay, but I think it needs a little bit larger tire. Either way, get this bed going. Over here is the wood bed kit from, it's from Brothers, but Holly owns Brothers now, so the invoice actually said Holly Performance. And so this is stainless polish, the only ones they had. All new hardware right there. And DELUXE oak. It's just the way I got it too, by the way. Luckily, it didn't get too into the wood. I could probably rub that out. Maybe, oh, that's actually the bottom, so that's perfect. So yeah, pretty happy with it. Get it out, I'm gonna seal it, probably oil it or something, figure out what's best for oak, and get it going. Start cutting bolts. There's a lot of them. Scraping all this old stuff. There's no rust, just a lot of, it sat someplace covered in leaves and water. I think he had a piece of plywood bolted over the rotten wood, and then like Henry's roofing tar or something to try and seal it up. Luckily no rust, but yep, let's get this party started. Generally, if you try to put a wrench on them, even if you soak them, they're just going to spin out of the little strap right there. I think those are called cargo sliders. But there is a cure, and it is called Diablo. The Diablo belt. I'm using a cordless drill, or a cordless Sawzall. I'm surgical with this thing. And I'm not even using a new, I have new ones, but I want to see how long this one will go. A Diablo bimetal. And it's cutting through it like butter. Well, I noticed yesterday that the reinforcements that go down, reinforcements from the bottom of the bed, those little rods that go down and hold the fenders side, support the fenders on either side, they were all mangled, which means the sides of the bed were in all kinds of weird positions. I straightened them out a little bit on camera, but I'm gonna go ahead and just remove them, just cut them out of there. Because I know you can get those replacement, and they're CAD plated so they won't rust. So let me just hack those out right now.
sketchy, a little sketchy. Here we go. Wow, that is a lot of silicone right there. Silicone or liquid nails, but it's a lot. Gonna have to get creative here. This is a blade for removing windshields. Not gonna lie, it looks pretty smooth.
Okay, so I'm modifying these motor mounts so that they fit a shallower frame, basically. The frame isn't as tall. Frame rails aren't as tall on this year as the 67 through 72. So I cut the pad off the bottom, figured out the angle, cut them, moved them, kind of got them close. As you can see, I'm using nothing but the best in calibration equipment. That is a 4x4 holding up the motor and a 2x4 stopping it from falling to the left. It's all been centered. I made these spacers. I had these spacers and I put a couple of gussets, stacked them in there to get the height right. And so that's all handled. Now I'm going to weld the pads on to the bottom of these mounts. I already brought them over there, put it all together, measured everything, and then I packed it. Brought it back over here, give it a quick weld. Super duper. Let me grind it a little bit, paint it black, put it back. I'll only be grinding it for clearance. I want it to sit absolutely flush. And when I put that that little bead on the bottom, I can tell that it's not quite as flush as it's supposed to be. I'll buzz that off. Same with that one. A little bit of a spot right there. Then paint it black, and put it back. Okay, so here they are all fitted. Like I said, I'm gonna make a spacer to go underneath the upper portions. The lower portions are welded in. I'll mark those. But yeah, motor sits good. Trans cross member is all handled. All right. Hey guys, what's going on? So at the shop, finishing up the Andrew 62. Figure I would give you a walk around and show you where we ended up. Now, this is just going home for the holidays. It will probably be coming back. There are a few things that need to be changed up, but it's running and driving. Late model truck, motor and transmission, obviously air conditioning, trans cooler, dryer, everything's fits pretty nicely, I might add. I don't know how many hours are involved in getting the Henry's roofing tar off the inside of the hood to find out that the hood was pretty decent. So we did have to weld new inserts right there because the hood had clearly blown up or something and made a mess out of everything. But either way, pretty pleased with the way it turned out. That's all installed. This is all powder coated. All the white is powder coated. I went over it with the customer. That's what they like. Grandpa had the thing painted many years ago. I believe this is Earl Shive. Good. Things to line up pretty good. I didn't do any rust repair. Just kind of scuffed it so it looked like it's kind of in the mix still. Obviously a new oak bed. That's in the video. I'm just gonna whip up a quick delete plate for the dashboard, but it's coming back. So yeah, carpet, TMI interior seat. I picked up that steering wheel yesterday, just yesterday. It's a restored original 60 through 66, I believe, C10. I put the original horn button back on it because it had a repop. That is Dakota Digital Instrument Panel. I can lean over here and turn it on. It is pretty awesome. So that's pretty cool. I did just do the I put seatbelts in it because I'm going to be driving it over the holidays. Had it aligned just the other day. LED tail lights, just to bring things up to par. Did some adjustment on these. Tailgates on these things, they like to rattle while you drive. And while I was driving it, it was rattling. But they are adjustable with an 11/16 there and a 3/4 here. And you just move that little pivot point in and out. And then make it so that you can just barely put a little load on this to get the tailgate chain in. So that worked out okay. I made a little block off plate so the weather doesn't get inside. I'm actually gonna make a nicer one and weld it in, but kind of out of time right now. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the way this thing has turned out. It looks like somebody ordered this thing with a rear horn option, or Grandpa built that. Either way, I blew it off with an air hose, cleaned it up a little bit, and put it right back where Grandpa put it back in the day. Yeah, that grill looks nice. I'm not hating it. New windshield and windshield rubber today, thanks to Cheeto's Mobile Glass. If you call Cheeto's Mobile Glass in beautiful San Pedro, California, the phone will ring. He never answers. And he goes, "You have reached Cheeto's Mobile Glass." Just like that. I call him Funyuns or Nachos. You met Cheeto, haven't you? Yep. I call him Doritos, Nachos. Ends up he's a Cheeto. either way. I will say this. They asked me to lower it, and I had it lowered. It looked like somebody was trying to, it looked a little too stink bug for me. So I brought it back up to ride height. Hopefully they'll put a little taller tire on it, or they'll come back and say lower it all the way around. Either way, we could do it with these wheels. Oh, new hubcaps too, by the way. Anyway, I'm gonna call him right now, and Thanksgiving is the end of the week, and get this up to his house. Okay, so thing is all done, running. AC blows ice cubes. I feel like I wants to race. That was pretty good timing right there. I think there's something wrong with the windshield wiper. It doesn't want to party. So we're going to get the new windshield wiper arms. These apparently have issues. Still need to rebuild all the doors. You can hear all the wind blowing in here. But honestly, this is an old cruiser. And it's just doing its job. It's just cruising. We're on our way to a local spot. Get a couple burgers. Nice cold beverage, I believe. I wish I knew where Buddha Boys Tacos was right now. But I think we're gonna go down to, what do you think about a standing room?
Sounds good.
You've been there before, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's nice rocks. It's a cool little burger spot hidden in the back of a liquor store. You go and you order in the back of the liquor store, then you grab your burger or your beverage, pay at the liquor store, and then they call you, you go up to the back, the speakeasy window in the parking lot, and they give you your food. The last time we were down here, I think we drove Project X, and it ate a starter motor. Got towed home from there. But yeah, this thing is in OD, cruising, temp, good. Look at the gauges. Check this out. Gauges look awesome. Uh-oh, green light.
Do you want to be in it, or just like your hands in the whole
Yeah, just the
dash?
steering wheel.
Yeah.
Maybe you can get anything just outside. Maybe spin around and shoot at the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we are heading up 190th Street, which is going to be down 190th in a second. Take a look at this picture and think about the original Gone in 60 Seconds. You know this is where they shot that whole chase scene, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This is where they did all the jumping and crashing and destroying of all those cool cars. It was right here.
Is that a fire chicken or a Camaro?
Fire chicken. Like exhaust leak. What were those guys waiting for? They were like, I think it's going to be a race.
Exactly. There's fixing to be a race.
It's fixing to be a ruckus right here. Anyway, so that was the spot right there. As soon as we get up over this hill, it's the ocean. You hear music right now?
I do.
Big pedal on the right, Tahoe. So yeah, I just did the brakes on this thing. Discs in the front, drums in the back, all new everything, lines, master, everything. Brand new. And right now, this is a shout out to my confidence.
Exactly.
It's at 190th Street. There's a shorter route, but not a funner one.
Right.
Okay, we made it all the way to beautiful Catalina and Diamond Avenue in lovely Redondo Beach, where the surf meets the sewer. And that liquor store right there, Catalina Liquor, has a little window right there. It says standing room. You can roll this truck up, park it right here. There used to be bees that lived right here. This was not the ideal place to park. Put it in park, shut her down. Temp's good, pressure's good, it's all good. You know what else is good? The burgers at Standing Room. So that's where we're going right now. Okay, made it back to the shop. Everything, this test drive was flawless. The only thing I have done is adjusted the hood. Has a safety inside there. It needed a spring. Ooh, look at that. It's safe. It's being safety. And then second releases. We're missing that little spring right there. Just happen to have one in stock. It's nice and warm in here, but not too warm. Anyway, good times right there. Good times, good burgers were had. Mr. Firebird, I'm terribly sorry about that. That was slip of the foot. It happens. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment if you have something to say. Don't forget to share. Definitely, if you're building something cool or even not so cool, whatever you're working on, tag me, Mobile Time Buggy, on all the platforms. That way I can check out what you're doing. Thanks a lot, you guys. Stay safe out there. If you can't stay safe, go get caught.